Hania, how are you?
I'm okay.
Awesome. Well, first of all, congratulations. How does it feel?
Feels relieving,
Really?
honestly.
I
It's like
know.
I'm closing a chapter of my life just to
Yeah.
start a new one.
Yes. And it was a long year and you worked really hard, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hania, you are one of the very special students, and I really want to make sure that new students get to see like behind the scenes, like what did Hania do? How did she become so successful? How did she manage to survive grade 10, right? Year 10, you were year 10, right? So how did you get to survive all of this? And it was a lot of work. So can you tell me a bit more about before you joined, before you started grade 10? Like what was the situation? Did you like chemistry? Did you not like it? Like what happened?
I did not like chemistry, honestly. I found it very difficult for me to understand topics because it was basically only me. The teachers weren't that helpful in school, so I had to rely on myself most of the time. And so my grades were very average because of that. It
Oh,
wasn't easy, honestly.
your grades were average?
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising to me because you did so well, and like from day one you did really well. So and so you didn't like chemistry, and so what happened when you joined the course then?
I was very excited when it came to joining the course because I heard so much about you. So I was like, oh, maybe she might actually help me love chemistry. And yeah, you did. I really enjoyed taking chemistry with you. You made
So
me
what you
like the
really
subject immediately.
wanted, so your goal was to actually like the subject. It
Yeah,
was
and get good
because
grades. I
yeah,
had to
good
get good
grades,
grades.
had to get good grade. Why is it so
Yeah.
important?
Most of my career is based around the idea, like my future career, I'm thinking of neuroscience. So most of it relies on the chemicals of the brain and all that stuff. So
Yes.
I had to do well in it.
Yes, neuroscience. You're gonna learn a lot about dopamine. It's one of the important chemicals. Yeah, yeah. So it's really important to not just get a good grade, but actually understand it and like it because that's
Hmm.
gonna be your career. You're gonna be doing this like day in, day out. So it was really important for you to do that. That's amazing. So can you tell me more about your experience during the course? So you said before you didn't like the subject, grades were not so good. When you joined, you were excited. And then what's your experience during the course? And it was a long, I mean, it was 9 months basically.
It was a very nice experience. I felt like I actually had more people around me who were like me, and I had more people to support me. It made me feel less alone when it came to the subject itself because I used to struggle by myself, but then I saw other people struggling, and then more people helping them. I knew I would be able to make it.
So who were you're talking about this, your support system, your friends, students in your age who were in our group? Who are, can you tell me more about those students? Who were they?
They were honestly from day one. Everyone was very social. I especially enjoyed meeting my some friends. Matab is
Meteb.
one of them.
Oh, she's so
Mawa,
fun. Yeah.
she is amazing. Mawa. There were
But
also there was also Musab.
yeah, oh my God, he is so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I think these two especially were
Yeah.
my closest friends.
Wow. Yes, I mean, oh my God, now that you told me their names, yes, they are very, very supportive. And I can see Mateb's answering and also Mawa and Musab's answering like on the group and answering
Yeah.
everybody's question. And I was like, I want to answer, but then somebody answers and I'm like, wow, I mean, you're faster. Yeah, they were fast in answering and supporting everybody. That was really, really amazing. So now that you're done, how many subjects are you done with?
I'm done with 6 subjects in total.
What a job. Wow. 6 subjects. Wow. So what's your plan next? Of course, you need two more. Do you need two more?
I will take 2 more just in case I have to go to Egypt.
Yes. Okay.
Honestly, I want to get a start on in the summer also on A levels. I know absolutely nothing about it. I had 3 years of prep for IG and I had zero prep for A levels.
No,
So I
you're
want
gonna
to
be
get to know
fine.
more about it.
You know what's the prep for A level? It's the O level. The O level is the prep for
I
the A level. You
know, but
are
like still.
absolutely ready. So what do you want to do in your A level? What subjects do you want to pick?
I'm taking biology, chemistry, and psychology.
Psychology. That's really important for neuroscience, actually. That's a good
Yeah,
choice. That's really a good choice. And biology. That's really, really good. So that's actually exciting. Don't worry about it. You are ready. You are ready. So what is most exciting moving forward now that you're done 6 O levels, which is a big deal? So what is the most exciting thing now?
I feel like it will be very exciting to study the subject in depth and to actually do practical hands-on experiments in labs and everything. It's also
Ah,
very,
the
yeah,
labs. That's right.
I'm
Because
so excited about the lab.
yeah, because you just watched me on the camera showing you the apparatus and the titration. So it was like all on the camera, but now you're gonna do it hands-on in the lab. So that's a very different experience. That's really, really good going from theoretical to actually doing things in the lab. And you're gonna do biology, so I think there's gonna be like petri dishes and stuff. Like I cannot remember. It was
Yeah.
a long time ago, but yeah, that's actually very exciting. And the smell of the lab. Yeah, that's really, really good. So Hania, the reason I really, really wanted to interview you is I want the new students to get a feel of this journey. I mean, it's a very long journey, 9 months. You made a big accomplishment, 6 subjects in O level, and you did really, really good in chemistry. And I'm sure you did great in all the other 5 subjects. So what advice would you give for the new students who are watching us and they're about to start?
It will seem like a lot in the beginning, but don't overwhelm yourself. Take breaks because you can't work without taking breaks. Breaks are really important. Otherwise, you're just gonna be working without fuel and then you won't be able to register any of the information in your mind. Always have someone to talk to whenever
Yes.
you're feeling stressed. That's gonna be very important. And find things that you like to do that can be stress relieving as well. I feel like these are very important. And don't
So
forget to take care of yourself.
yeah, take care of yeah. So how did you take breaks or how did you take care of yourself?
When I found that it was too much, honestly, my biggest support was my mom. Actually, I would speak to her a lot. I also spoke to Coach Marlene over a few
Oh,
ideas on how to release stress. Yeah.
nice.
I would draw, I would read, I would also do this like thing. It's like embroidery. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So
I would do
doing your
embroidery too.
hobbies, your artistic hobbies, and
Yeah.
speaking with people who would help like mom or friends or like Mateb, for example, like someone in the group, someone who's doing the same exact thing, someone who's having Miss Nirvana's massive homework. That's really helpful. And just because you mentioned Coach Marlene, so I just want to let viewers know who is Coach Marlene. So Coach Marlene is a coach on the team who you can text anytime and get help from, especially like advice, like how to stay on track, how to stay motivated, how to make sure I take proper breaks, and how to make sure I take care of yourself. And Hania, I love this because I have personally went through multiple burnouts, and they are not fun. Um, and so it's really, really important to take care of yourself. And you mentioned a lot of hobbies. That's really good that you know your hobbies, like reading. Reading is my hobby. I'm not so much into the artistic and the drawing, but I love reading and walking. Also, like anything that a lot of people also say, going to the gym or lifting weights or doing something, like having something every. Did you do this every single day?
Depends,
Depends.
honestly.
Depends on
Yeah.
the load.
It would depend on the day. If I really did have too much to do, I would just take a 5 minute break to go walk around the house, drink something, and then I'd come back to work. But
Yeah.
even then, that would make a difference, really.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Hania, did you have a goal set for yourself at the beginning of the year, especially that you're doing 6 subjects? And I love your advice. Do not be overwhelmed. It seems like a huge, I mean, one student took a picture of my material, my homework
Mhm.
and my notes, and it was this thick, like something like this. And I'm like, if somebody sees this at the beginning of the year, they're not gonna fathom the idea of solving all this work. So don't think about all the work ahead of you, just take it bit by bit. So that's a great advice. So did you have a goal set for yourself at the beginning of the year?
I wanted to get an A star or at least get an A. I felt really enthusiastic about that because usually I would get B's and I did not like that. I was
Yes.
like, I knew I could do it. I knew if I pushed myself, I could be able to achieve it. So like, because I was a good student, I was a straight A
Yes.
student, so I knew I could do it.
Yes.
And I
Awesome.
think I did it.
Uh, yes, yes. I'm very, very excited about you because you did so well. So was it A star in all 6 subjects? Is that your goal?
There was one subject I knew I felt like I couldn't get an A star in. It was computer science, so I just
Computer
had an
science.
A set
Oh
for it.
yeah. Oh, that subject. I remember it so well. It was so hard.
Ugh.
But it's okay. I mean, 5 A stars as a goal to start with at the beginning of the year, I think is
Mhm.
for you, Hania, is very realistic. So I want to ask you, is it possible for new students to achieve like maybe 5 A stars in one year?
Yes, yes, it is
Realistic and
very
possible.
possible. If you
Awesome.
have a mind map set, you create a map at the beginning of the year, you write down your goals, how you will achieve them, and then you just divide your days and breaks. Make a schedule. That's very important, honestly.
Make a schedule, write your goal. I love that.
Mhm.
Write your goal. Like guys, viewers, if you don't have your goal written somewhere, write it. All right, that's nice.
I keep it in front of your desk so you can remind yourself that this is what you're working for.
This is what I'm working for. Yeah, and my last question. So write your goal, have it in
Mhm.
front of your desk, and then divide it into chunks, daily chunks. Have a schedule. I love that you said have a schedule. I mean, I cannot move without my schedule. Like I have a daily schedule. It says here, Hania Sherif, 9:30 a.m. Like I have a schedule, you know. Um, so the third thing is to work on it, is to start
Mhm.
executing on your goal. And that's my last question for you. How did you actually implement the studying, your habits? What's your secret?
Um, it took a lot of motivation and determination to actually start. I personally I did feel like I felt like it would be too much, but I was like I had my mom to help me there. She broke down my work in chunks for me and she told me start by this and then slowly move forward and forward until you can know you can do a lot of work. Just start
I
small
just
and move
want to
big.
say how much I love your mom. Her name is Hadil. I love her. She is just an amazing mother. And she was just so supportive. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, I hope. I mean, this video is made for students, but I really hope that parents watch it because mothers really do. I mean, she is so sweet. I just love her. So yes, continue. So she helped you divide the chunks and get you started. And the start is like starting an engine. That's the hardest thing.
Mhm.
It's like the activation energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start small, go big, slowly. You
Yes.
have to move slowly. If you rush, it's not gonna get you any positive results, honestly.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be disappointed towards the end when you don't do better.
Yes, that's true. And just to let viewers know, my homework is very clear, like my schedule or my work, or and it starts a little small. I mean, chapter 1 is easy, and then chapter 1 is a
Mhm.
little bit hard, and then you like it's fully fledged big homework. So is what you did, was it just do my homework regularly, lesson by lesson? Is that what you exactly did?
I would obviously do the homework. I'd also read your notes. I'd like to study the notes first before I actually did the homework. And then
Mm.
I would keep them open for references sometimes when I did the homework. I'd also
Awesome.
watch your videos for like the QR code videos for each question. I feel like that was very helpful instead
Okay.
of just
So the
wasting your time.
notes, so the notes, and then while solving the homework, have the notes in front of you as a reference. And then the QR codes. So these are codes like barcodes next to each question. You would watch them. Like
Yeah,
that was
if I can
you
get a
thought that was the
schedule.
most helpful. That's very reassuring for me because I will make sure that all this work is actually helpful for people. That's really amazing. Um, is there any other advice you want to give to new students? Is there something they must know or an advice, something you did that was helpful, and then you really want to tell this to the new students?
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna end with that. That's amazing. That's an excellent, advice. Don't give up because in the middle of the year, like when you're in chapter 7, and
You
there's
reach, it feels like you reach a breaking point. It feels like it gets too much, but then remind yourself of why you're doing this, remind yourself of the goal, and then it's going to be better.
yes, that's amazing. And you have a very specific goal, and I love it, neuroscience, and it's an amazing goal. That's really, really good. Hania, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving such an amazing advice and motivation for students. I really hope that they take it seriously, and you did a great job. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough how diligent and regular, and you worked hard all year long, and it was consistent. Like you never gave up. Like, I love this about, no, don't give up. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Miss.